fortune. Black kid with dreams by any means to seize some cell phone keys to a black portion. That American pie, he just wanna portion. Product of that environment that he was forced in. Change course when it's out of control. Feel it down in my soul. Fast forward and foresee that fork in the road. Listen, Mitchell, you wanna roll phone call with it.
It is. The opening tip won by the Jazz as we get started in Salt Lake City. Gobert. Good. Off a spin.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
Beverly. Utah's got it. Conley to Gobert. Marcin Gortat tips it.
That kid can block out the sun, eh?
Hey, lock up, lock up.
Leonard buries it.
For average shooters, that's not a great shot. But for a great shooter, that's a good look.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. Down by one. And Jay, they call the foul.
A simple touch foul.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1.
Clippers have got it.
I'm hearing some boos from the crowd. They know just like I know you're not getting back on D.
And Paul George good on the quick release there.
And a defense's ability to recognize personnel and think thoroughly and precisely in real-time moments, that's everything for your transition D.
Conley into the front court. Down 4. Marcin Gortat. Huge block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Mitchell. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
Jazz will take a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the first quarter.
Visit the website for your chance to win.
Mitchell matched up with Paul George. It's the Clippers with the possession now. George gets it to go. Coach cannot be happy with that closeout. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Oh, emphatic slam. Jay, perhaps that's a start.
Those kind of plays get me fired up. That's a momentum play. They looked lifeless here in the first quarter, but a dunk like that,
Blocked away.
That one's in the 15th row.
Huge denial. George just off the mark.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
Big stuff and a lot of traffic on the way to the rim.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
PG lets it fly. Paul George, 3 for 4. Good start.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Great feed. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Ooh, if I had that kind of vertical, I'd be throwing it off the glass and showing out. But the coaching staff is probably okay with an easy lay right there.
Slams it down. And boy, that was a lot to navigate. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to your opponent. You attack right out of the gate.
Mitchell with it up top. Down 8. The pass set it all up.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Paul George to Leonard. George had made his first couple, but he misses there.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Nice pass to set things up. Cashes in for two.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Kawhi Leonard looking good. 4 for 5.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Here comes the screen. The drive right to the basket. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Mike Conley trying to cash in on the three-point play. A career 81% free throw shooter. Whoops, that won't go. It's LA Clippers ball. Probing the defense. LA with 4 to shoot. Here's Leonard for 2. He's looking for that touch.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jump.
And he'll head to the line.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
And gets both to drop at the line. Leonard to Gortat. Oh, he had him there for a second. Not that time. To George. Beverly. Down to 5 on the 24. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Paul George at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 84% free throw shooter. Free throw good to finish off the three-point play. The lead is up to 5. Conley into the front court. Looking to make something happen. And draws the foul.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
First try at the line, no good. And he's able to hit the second after missing that first one. LA Clippers with the basketball.
Defense, let's go.
Leonard knocks it down and the foul. He's going to the line for a chance at a 4-point play.
The defender cannot be caught with his hand staying in the cookie jar. What I mean, contesting that pocket. You have to keep that hand going in and out, going in and out. Keep the offensive player thinking about where your hands are at all times.
You can count that one. 4-point play. Mitchell with the basketball. Margins 8. Clippers have it. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul George. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. Right through the heart of the defense. The layup is good.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Williams. His first effort off the mark.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
George. Well, this could be a sign of things to come. He's 3 of 4 from downtown to start the game.
And a dangerous thing for the defensive team, he has fresh legs. That was great lift on that jump shot.
Mitchell, tough matchup against George. Clippers have got it. Leonard on fire to start this one. 4 threes in this first quarter alone.
And I love this offense in the playbook. It's called give him the ball and get out the way.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. 14-point deficit. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
To Leonard. Williams. To Paul George. Leonard. Williams. That's how you defend. Deep right corner. Rises for the slam.
Now, I know you probably don't want to hear this, but you have to take it one possession at a time. You have to continue to chip away. It hasn't been the best first quarter, but if you get a couple more of those to drop, you'll find yourself right back in this ballgame.
Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
Conley into the front court. They find themselves down 10. Cleans it up. Cleans it up. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Brandon Ingram trying to cash in on the three-point play. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Clippers have the basketball. Kawhi Leonard. And buries it. Jay, they'll take that any day.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Conley into the front court. 9-point margin. Mike Conley. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Stay coming right, stay coming right.
To Leonard. 5 seconds to shoot. Here's Leonard for 2. Missed it. He always has the green light, but the defense was ready.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Kawhi Leonard. And Gobert hauls in the rebound. Utah ball. And the basket good at the rim.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
George. Kicks it around the perimeter to George. Williams. Lets it fly from long range. Won't go down. Gobert to Conley. Paul George rejects it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Stop the ball, stop the ball.
Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Utah with the possession to Gobert. That's out. Last touch by Rudy Gobert. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Paul George to Lopez, and finishes strong.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Oh, not a good pass there as it's stolen by Utah.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in 1st and 2nd grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Leonard. To Beverly. Has a chance. Keep on trying. Shot's no good there.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make a shot or not.
Leonard to Lopez. Nice pass to get things going.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
And throws it down. Jay, this is getting scary fast.
If you're the defense, you have to deny him the ball. Maybe throw a box and one. Maybe throw a zone. Maybe even throw the kitchen sink because he's putting on a show in the first quarter.
Oh, good defense by the Jazz as they come away with the steal. Kawhi Leonard able to recover with the block. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Patrick Beverly. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. That's it for the first quarter. The Clippers have the lead. 1 quarter in the books, and Jay, naturally, both coaches wanted to get more stops, but boy, was that fun to watch.
Well, the offense is hitting on all cylinders. Great ball movement, great shooting, great passing, but my goodness, has the defense been horrific. Can we do something about that, please, in the second quarter?
Great feed, sets it up. Strong finish for Paul George. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Kawhi Leonard sends it away.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
The Clippers with 4 to shoot. It's PG for 2. Not that time.
Ed, the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
Doesn't have the touch. No good. It's Jazz ball to Joe Ingles. Beyond the arc for 3. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good. George. They'll get it down low to Lopez. Robin Lopez. 3 for 3 in this first half.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Trap, trap, trap.
To Davis, down low. It goes down.
It's really a dope thing when passing becomes infectious. But don't become overly passive. Still take your shots when they're there.
Grayson Allen. They go down to Davis.
But you can't just be a one-dimensional player. I know you're probably frustrated by me even saying that, but when you don't even give the option to pass the ball by utilizing some head fakes or ball fakes here and there, you save the defender by keeping them on their toes with the element of surprise.
Count it.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Jazz have the ball. Grayson Allen to Joe Ingles. Fires the three. That no good, off the mark. Williams into the front court. Leads 5. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Williams cleans it up. Offensive board. To Williams. Paul George. Fires the three. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
And watching all these great shooters on the floor at once, it almost mesmerizes me. It's like you're watching the shot in slow motion. The backspin, it gives off the feel that the ball's going in every time.
Double team.
To Davis. Now preparing to shoot at the line.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Ed Davis at the line. First one, count it. And he makes them both. It's the Clippers with the possession now.
Hey, screen.
Beverly. Sizing up the defense. All by himself. Creates his own shot there.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Right down the lane, but the shot won't go.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket. You're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Beverly and a putback slam. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Misses the first. No good. Missed them both. Leonard. Rare miss the way he's been shooting. Shot's no good. To Joe Ingles. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Yes. Or in the case of the defense, not good.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Robin Lopez. Can't ask for much more. He's perfect. 5 for 5 from the field.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
To Davis. The jumper's off the mark. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. To Beverly from long range. Shot no good. You know Beverly can appreciate good defense. Clippers have it.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Works it up top. To Lopez. Beverly. LA with 4 to shoot. Over to the right side. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. A drive through the paint, but his shot misses.
What happened is he didn't balance himself off the defender. He didn't initiate contact. He allowed the contact to initiate him. We could break that down later in the broadcast, but that's why he missed that easy chip.
To Paul George. Leonard. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. To George. Leonard. Can't go down. Smothering defense. Mitchell with it up top. His team down 9. Wide open look, won't go.
I don't know why he rushed that shot. He was wide open. Take your time.
Here's Leonard for 2. Add 2 points to the board.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Now a whistle and a timeout for Utah as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Kawhi Leonard pins it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called. To Gortat. George, he continues to shoot it well from beyond the arc. That's 4 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and confidence comes from discipline and training. You can tell that kid's been putting in the time in the gym.
Utah's got it. Dives for it. Not afraid to mix it up. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Patrick Beverly. Mitchell on the drive, but he can't finish. Another follow. No good. Beverly to Paul George. Top of the key. George. To Leonard. Has a look. Knocks it down from mid-range.
You see, the savvy players, they can create contact. They can throw their arms into you, even their bodies into you, and as soon as the refs blow the whistle once or twice and you become hesitant defensively, they got you right where they want. Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. To Leonard, Paul George. That's off of Leonard, out of bounds. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Utah ball.
For the Utah Jazz, number 10,
Mike Conley, terrific shooting. He's 4 for 5.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
To Leonard. George. Going to launch beyond the arc. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Leonard with a drop step. Scores from the post.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Gobert. That's no good. It's LA Clippers ball. To Leonard. Paul George. To Leonard. George. Here's a chance from long range. Now that's a contest. Across the timeline, it's Conley. 14-point deficit. Here comes the screen. Mitchell against George. Driving right to the basket. Montrezl Harrell with the block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Out of bounds the call. Off Robin Lopez. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Conley into the front court. Trailing by 14. To Gobert. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
And ISO basketball is becoming a thing of the past. Team basketball is back. And if you have that personnel with the versatility plus the mindset, game over.
A good defense by the Jazz as they come away with it. Split the D there, but he can't get it to drop. LA Clippers with the basketball.
Remaining in the second quarter.
Take stock of the floor. Leonard. Trying for a 30-point night, but it's no good. Mike Conley. He's now 5 for 6.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Beverly. He'll get it down low to Harrell. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim? That was a thing of beauty.
Utah with the possession.
I got ball.
Mitchell to the basket, but he can't get it to go. That's it for the first half. It's been all Clippers so far.
Thanks, Ed. The Clippers will start the second half with a decent lead. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible. And if they can keep that up, it's going to be tough to keep that team down. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Jazz were unable to find an offensive flow in the opening half. They've been scrappy, doing their best to be competitive. We'll see if their efforts are more rewarded in the second half. These are the guys getting buckets for the Utah Jazz.
Game trap. Three-point shooting.
The Los Angeles Clippers have been emphasizing their three-point shooting in this matchup. Given how accurate they were in the first half, I think it's fair to expect more shots from deep in the closing half.
Player of the half.
Kawhi Leonard really showed off his court vision in the first half. When he's able to get the ball moving like that, his team can be tough to stop.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those nights for this guy. Here's our top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number
Fellas,
Back. First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. George, he's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off three-point shots.
It's Jazz ball.
Here we go. Here we go. Here I am. I got ball. I got ball.
Here comes the screen. Down low for Gobert. Had a good look there, but it's no good.
Because he had no body control. You have to be able to control your body when you attack the rim at full speed. That's part of your concentration. People assume concentration just on the rim, but your body control is everything. Be able to speed yourself up or slow yourself down.
To George. Beverly. Jumper's good.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Conley into the front court. His guys down big. Can't do that.
A simple touch foul.
Mitchell on the drive, but he can't finish. Beverly into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. 4-3. He was all over him.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Paul George swats in. Mitchell.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
To Paul George. Beverly. To George. Plenty of contact. The shot no good.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short on the shot.
Nearing impossible. No getting through.
5, Ed. That's 5 blocks tonight.
Conley. The jab step opens up space to knock down the jumper.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in a zone by himself.
Misfires. It's no good. Paul George snatching it out of the air.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
for three, and Kawhi Leonard buries the three with a hand in his face.
You live by the three, you die by the three. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Jazz have the ball. Montrezl Harrell with a piece.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
And the defender over pursues, and he's called for it.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
To Conley. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ballgame.
Oh, not a good pass there as it's stolen by Utah.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort, it's off the charts.
Clippers have the basketball. Leonard to Beverly. Nothing going here on that drive. Leonard to Beverly. Lets it fly from long range. Shot no good. You know Beverly can appreciate good defense. Mitchell with the basketball. Down a bundle. Knocked loose. Leonard to Beverly. Beyond the arc for three. He missed his first four from downtown. He finally gets a three to go.
I'm going to tell you what every shooter thinks after he misses four in a row. One has to go in eventually.
Mitchell with it up top. Looking to make something happen. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first three quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Beverly to Paul George. Beverly to Leonard. Working it outside to Leonard. The shot clock expires. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Utah's got it. Conley. It's good. If you don't stand in his way, he's going to make you pay.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Williams. He engulfed him that time.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Fires the three. He is yet to hit one tonight. No good. Across the timeline, it's Conley. Down by 15. It's Gortat with the rebound. To Leonard. To George. Trying to cash in. Missed it. Not much more you could ask for from the defense there. Conley into the front court. Trailing by 15. Paul George sends it away. And that's going to be out of bounds off of George. Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Subbing in for the Utah Jazz, number 23.
And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
one goes down. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Wade to Leonard. To Wade. Fires the three. He'll still beat you. Dwayne Wade. Nobody even close. Buries it.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a three is like shooting a layup.
Conley into the front court. He'll run the offense. And scores.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
To Wade. Paul George fires, add 2 points to the board.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Utah ball. Conley. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. Paul George to Leonard. George to Leonard. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. Count the basket inside.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in a defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
From the outside, no good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
To Leonard. Gortat. To Wade. To Leonard. Dwayne Wade. George. Well, the hot shooting night continues. That's his 6th three-pointer of this game.
And you got to give him a lot of love. He's been knocking down shot after shot. But what is the defense thinking? Do you want to play in this game? It's probably time you start buckling down.
Oh, a whistle.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Clippers have got it. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Free throw good to cap off the three-point play as they continue to open things up here in the third quarter. Grayson Allen, great look and vision. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
Here comes the screen. Down to 5, down to 4 to shoot. He had all day and all night to knock that one down. Need to hear more chatter on the defensive end.
Look, I get it. I've been one of the players who have had these mishaps happen to defensively. There is no worse feeling than the next day in film session, watching yourself roam on the island by yourself. Somebody in this particular moment needs to tell you to get your head out of you-know-what to get back in the game.
From long range, buries it on the catch and shoot.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough two than a wide-open three.
Leonard to Paul George. Strong finish for Paul George.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Kawhi Leonard tips it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Screen coming. Has a chance. Cleans it up. Dwayne Wade. Huge block.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
A drive to the basket, but it somehow stays out.
Well, you can't finish with your right hand on the left side of the rim. You actually have to use your opposite hand. Steve Nash is one of the best at this. Different shots at different angles, high off the glass, expecting that there are trees down below with long wingspans that can block your shot.
To Leonard. Stuffs it down with authority.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Nothing going here on that drive. Deep left corner. Kawhi Leonard knocks it down from mid-range.
When I played, and I see guys do this all the time, when you shoot, the target isn't the basket. The target is actually before you even go into the shot. The target are your hands defensively. If your hands are down and you give me clear vision towards the bucket, that shot's definitely going up.
To Gobert. Dwayne Wade rejects it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
To Wade. Dwayne Wade, very efficient and making an impact. He's 3 for 3. Jazz will take a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. Shifting gears, here come some substitutions. A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles in and out. Leonard. Textbook defense. The drive, right to the basket. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
And he connects on the first free throw. 2 for 2 on that trip. That'll do it. Third quarter complete. And a nice advantage right now for the Clippers. It's Utah basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. And they've really had very little go right for them on either end of the floor.
Remember that old line, your attitude determines your altitude? Well, when you see dejected faces on the sideline, that poor body language gave you an impression that they had no chance to win this game.
Now ready with a couple of free throws.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
First free throw is good. Second one off the mark. He goes 1 for 2. Shot misses for Wade. To Gortat. Dwayne Wade looking good. 4 for 5.
You know, it reminds me of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Going to launch beyond the arc. He was crowded. Grayson Allen off the mark. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Screen coming. Paul George, 4-2. Count the basket.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. Curling inside. Marcin Gortat able to recover with the block.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Goes to the left side to Wade. Paul George has a look. Wade shot no good.
And it's never a great thing when you're talking to yourself the entire next possession about the shot you just missed. Now you know you're in that player's head mentally.
And strokes it.
For any fans out there that thought Donovan Mitchell didn't put any stock into the fact that he was not the Rookie of the Year, you are wrong. Donovan Mitchell was that type of guy that uses everything in his power to fuel him to be the best on the court each and every day. If that was a campaign he built with Adidas, rookie question mark, it doesn't matter. That perceived failure is something that will only make this kid better tomorrow.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock to Joe Ingles. And scores. Strong take.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
To George. To Wade. George trying for a 40-point night, but it's off the mark.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Williams across the timeline. His guys holding the big lead. And a putback slam.
Oof. Really showing no mercy here. This one is out of hand, and the offense is still pouring it on.
Now whistle and a timeout for Utah as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter. Points, high percentage.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to. Booker did last year.
Full throttle, right to the basket for the deuce.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
They'll get it down to Davis. Marcin Gortat sends it away.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Trying to cash in? Yes. For every tough shot you make, buy one, get one free.
I wasn't necessarily sure which way that PNR was going, but I guess neither was the defense. That makes two of us.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. His guys down big. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Layup goes down. Well done.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Conley into the front court. Down a bundle. to Joe Ingles. Here's a chance from long range. It's good. Coach wants to see more from his D.
I know there are refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
It's no good. Great defense. Oh, good defense by the Jazz as they come away with the steal.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
To the rim, lays it up and in. Williams into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
It's Jazz ball. Conley. Oh, ferocious slam inside.
And you always feel like the words vision and unselfishness go together. They work cohesively as a unit. When you have a guy that has both, that sets the tone for how your team is going to play.
Williams across the timeline. He'll run the offense. Nothing going here on that drive. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Conley. Nice pass to set things up. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down. Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll talk things over here in this 4th quarter. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes.
Stepping in for LA, number 5.
Beverly into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Williams. Beverly. 4-3. Second effort. To Beverly. Williams. Count the basket. He's feeling good. Defense has to get him out of his comfort zone.
This is where I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
LA with 4 to shoot. Short jumper stays out.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being tricky.
Stuffs it down with authority.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
Williams into the front court. His team on top by 13. To Beverly. Williams. Gobert with the rebound. Oh, whistle.
His timing was a tad bit off.
Team foul number 2.
That is great vision to set it up. Oh, emphatic slam.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ballgame.
To Williams. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
1 free throw up and good. The lead now 14. Donovan Mitchell with the rock.
Get back, get back. Let him out, let him out. I'm here.
And the rebound taken down by the Clippers. Williams across the timeline. They lead it by 14. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. A shot no good there by Williams. Conley into the front court. Trailing by 14. Oh, they call him for the foul.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Team foul number 3.
To Gobert. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
It's LA Clippers ball. Surveys the floor. Let's see what's there. To Williams. LA with 4 to shoot. Has a chance. Gets a look. Can't hit. Conley. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Mitchell. Open look, and he buries it. Defense has to wake up.
There's something to be said about a guy that can make the game easier for everybody else on the court. We call that dropping dimes, very similar to the way I'm dropping nuggets on this broadcast.
He wants it at the rim and scores.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. The deficit now up to a dozen. Had a chance, but it's no good. Not today. Conley into the front court. Down 12. Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
You better get back on D. This thing is not over.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Conley. They get it down to Mitchell. Count the basket at the rim.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Mitchell with the basketball. 14-point deficit. Terrific vision. Big finish at the rim.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Rudy Gobert pins it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Driving right to the basket. Right down Broadway for the 2. Defender has to pick him up.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
LA Clippers with the basketball. And counted at the rim.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Mitchell with it up top. Down a dozen. Montrezl Harrell with the block. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Donovan Mitchell.
Screen.
The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Shot clock violation. And a whistle.
Just a tic-tac foul.
dishes in. Someone has to get into a zip code. Deep three at the buzzer. Oh, how about that? A three at the buzzer. It's going to bring some icy stares from the other bench. This one is now all over.
The Clippers edged out a close victory in today's game. And it's surprising. We got such a competitive game when they hit so many threes. But they did what was necessary to finish it off. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Jazz lost a tight one today, and you can see the disappointment. And even though they shot so well from the field, I bet they're only thinking about the shots they missed. This was a tough game to lose. Check out the leading scores for the Utah Jazz.
Game track. Assists.
The teams in this matchup did a great job of moving the ball and keeping the game flowing. It was the sort of action fans love to see, and I definitely enjoyed it myself. For a great game.
Player of the game.
Kawhi Leonard played the role of facilitator today, and no one is more happy than his teammates.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. Here's our top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
Take a look at the upcoming games. For the Utah Jazz, that does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.
Baby girl, what you doing? Where your man? I just 50,000 in Japan. I ain't do no plan. These red bottoms, I know Vans. And she telling all her friends, I might put them on the gram. Baby girl, what you doing? Where your man? I just 50,000 in Japan. I ain't do no plan. These red bottoms, I know Vans. And she telling all her friends, I might put them on the gram. Baby girl, what you doing? What's your name? I ain't play no games. See these diamonds in my chain. Yeah, I took it to